this episode of Bed Bath & Beyond, Andy, Robbie, and I will be talking NFL. Fucking duh, okay? We're going to recap all of the Thanksgiving games, all of Week 11, Week 12. Week 12 games, and then we're going to preview Week 13 games. We also got some wacky stuff. I don't know if you can see behind Andrew, but he's got a little clown tent. He'll explain why. He'll explain why. Robbie he always has his normal background office. I guess he's just a Robbie, how many hours do you work a day?
8. Well, and then today, it's because you guys start right when my workday ends. I don't have time to drive home and set everything up. You keep me at the office longer.
That's true, but I bet that makes you look good because people at your office are probably like, "Wow,
man,
you
that
see that?
late.
Robbie leaves late every fucking Wednesday or every fucking Thursday."
No, they know exactly what I'm doing.
They left at 4, and they're like, "What the fuck is Robbie still doing here?"
Yeah, it's Thursday. Okay, he's got to fucking babysit the two clowns that have a podcast. Okay, and then we're gonna talk. What else are we gonna talk about? Baseball? You want to talk baseball?
We're gonna roll into it.
We're gonna roll into it. But are we gonna talk baseball? Are we gonna talk baseball?
Probably.
I don't want to talk baseball. I don't want to talk baseball.
Roll it.
3, 2, 1, go. I am Ian Mcafee.
And I am Andy Heidemann, and I hate sports betting. No matter what you say, I'm betting 100 on it tonight.
Andrew, I don't want to talk baseball. I do not want to.
Well, that's the first thing we're going to talk about.
Andrew, I'm going to flip my hat
about
this way so people can see my face better. The light on my face.
Did you see the MLB? They have a lockout right now.
Yeah, people don't want to take their vaccines. That's what I heard. Is that people?
I don't. Is that really what you heard? Because the only thing that I've done is the initial click on the first post that was like, "Hey, here's the notification." I clicked it and I read it to see like what it was about, and it really didn't say what it was about. It just said that owners locked.
Yeah,
players out.
It has everything. It has nothing to do with money, and it has everything to do. It has everything to do with Andrew, the Omicron variable, and players not wanting to get vaccinated and or getting their boosters if they are vaccinated for the Omicron variant. Now,
speaking of,
the Omicron variant is going to be the worst variant that we've ever seen. And honestly,
not only do you not sound like somebody who should be talking about this, you don't look like somebody who should be talking about this like at all.
We might not have a baseball season next year. So I
would that be so bad?
It depends if the Cubs are good or not. Then I'll make that. If the Cubs are as bad as they were this year after we traded all our key players, then yeah, I'm fine with not having a baseball season.
All right. Well, I mean, I thought it was interesting because, again, they haven't had – it says, what is this? The lockdown they had the last time was in 45. So it's been a long fucking time.
That's not true.
And I don't –
96.
Robbie.
96. It's been 26 years.
Please, can you – I have to share a podcast with this fucking clown. Can you please set him straight? I can't do it all the time.
You know –
yeah. I got you on baseball.
You know, that's true. I don't know why I don't even know why we talk about it. Like, we should just have Robbie talk about it.
Yes. Robbie, would you like to talk about the current situation that the MLB is facing with the Omicron variant and anything else?
I mean, I don't want to unpack what you just put down. I'll go on a side note and say that the two big things that they're really arguing about is service time and compensation.
Sure.
That's all you really need to know. As of now, I don't think we'll miss any regular season games. It looks like it might go into spring training. It's going to drag out till at least end of February, but right around the time spring training hits is probably when all these negotiations will kick back into high gear. But as of now, it looks like they're just content with sitting back and kind of doing nothing through the holidays, which is upsetting because the free agency this offseason has been on fire.
Stove.
Like, Detroit Tigers just got Javi Baez, Max Scherzer's going to the Mets. Like, it was a good offseason coming off a 2020 that was just a mess because of not the Omicron variant, but the normal COVID. And it was an off season that baseball needed, and now it's shut down again because of the lockout.
It is interesting because like I feel like we don't talk about this all the time, but baseball players, when you see how like big contracts signed by them, they're huge like dollar amounts compared to other sports, but they also play way more games than anyone else, so their dollar amount per game is lower. Like NFL contracts are kind of haha, sometimes they're the laughing stock of the sports world, but you only play 17 games a season, like at minimum.
Right,
So,
Andrew, that big $500 million Mahomes contract was definitely the laughing stock of the sports world.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure the NHL and the MLS have you beat when you want to talk about the laughing stock of the sports world when it comes to paying people.
They also aren't just getting
money.
paid to play football; they're getting paid to be quiet about concussions. I mean, that's a little bit.
That's true too. That's part of the contract and the Omicron variant.
Do you think, like in the MLB, it would be a little bit? Shut up about the variant. Do you think it would be a little bit different if they were like, "We'll give you an extra $1 million in your MLB contract, but you got to take one baseball straight to the dome every year"?
No one would do that.
No one would do that. Even in your
that's
helmet?
so stupid. Maybe
$1 million.
That's nothing to them. You're basically saying, do you want brain damage for 10% more?
Would you take? Here's a question: would you take $1 million
Never
to get hit in the head with a baseball and a helmet?
Never.
Never. Would you take $10 million? Never.
Well, it depends on who's pitching. Like if one of you guys was throwing, yeah, I'd do that.
I would not.
You would do that.
I'm trying to live forever.
I know you are, but that's a better question. I'm throwing the pitch now, so I could miss even. Like there's a solid chance I would miss your head.
This is stupid.
Yeah, no, I know, but
this
would
is
you,
stupid.
Would you take that though? $1 million?
Yeah, if you get to throw it, yes.
Yeah,
of course. You're not an MLB caliber pitcher.
Yeah,
you could probably,
of course not.
Andrew.
Not
first off, I've seen you throw a ball. You throw a ball like a little child. So I'm not worried.
Oh, yeah?
I'm not worried whatsoever. I think you could probably peak at 30 miles per hour. So yes.
Now we have to know.
Do I have to wear a helmet?
I do this?
I might not even wear a helmet. I think I'm okay.
That's even funnier because then I'm gonna you win there in the end because
Andrew,
when I do hit you and I'm excited, I'm gonna kill you and then I go to prison, which is way worse than anything that you could do.
How close would you be? Would you be at the pitcher's mound, the 60 feet?
I get little league distance.
So that's what 50, 40 feet?
20 feet?
That's not 20 feet, and no one would put little leaguers in danger like that. 20 feet is way too close. Now, 40 feet, I think is little league. I have no problem with that. You will not hit me.
I gotta know.
You won't hit me. You wouldn't hit me.
Pitch distance.
But
I gotta know.
If this is
46 feet, standard little league field as a baseball.
Even better. There's no chance, Andrew, that you are hitting me 46 feet away. You get one chance. I'm taking that's $1 million risk free to my health.
Here's a serious question that you might know, Robbie.
This one's a serious question.
Well, because I'm comparing the MLB pitch distance, which is 60 feet 6 inches, but I know baseball fields. Part of the charm of baseball is that some diamonds are different. Is that something that is ever different, like at a field? Like I know, like you have different size outfields, like and you have.
Robbie, don't answer this question. This guy is a clown.
I'm curious what rules end up getting because there are rules that change.
The infield has to be the same dimension.
The infield. The infield never changes. Okay. It's always the same pitcher's mound, same distance between the bases. It's the outfield dimensions that
look at
change.
Andrew trying to be like serious about it. Like, yes, this was a good question that I just asked. Yeah, can the home plate be 100 yards away from second base just to make it really challenging for any of the base runners?
You're upset right now, but baseball gets 2 views a day. All right, that's it. So if they need to spice some shit up. That's all I'm saying. People get hit in the head.
Fun fact, when you were talking about the little league distance, did you know that it's just a softball field? That's all little league field is. They're playing on a softball field.
Wait, so what do they have like little league equivalent softball?
Yes,
I want to talk about football.
So softball's the same throughout every age.
Softball for little people?
Andrew, make sure to bleep that, Robbie. We can't be saying that kind of words in our podcast.
Little people?
Stop saying it. You're going to make Rob's job harder. You can't.
No, I was hired to edit the podcast. I wasn't hired to make Andy sound better.
Andrew, you're going to get canceled.
If he gets in trouble, that's on him. That's not
Andrew,
on me.
You're going to get
way too expensive.
You're going to get canceled, Andrew.
Let's just keep everything Ian said at the beginning of this podcast in right and tight.
Dwarfs. They're called dwarfs.
Okay, so let's
Robbie,
move to
bleep that
football.
out. Robbie, I don't want to get
No,
canceled.
don't
Robbie,
do-
bleep that out, please. I have a job interview tomorrow. Bleep that
No,
out.
he does not. All right, college football. Notre Dame's coach Brian Kelly. What are you talking about? Why?
I didn't
Oh,
say
you're-
anything.
Okay,
I didn't say anything.
you were shaking your head like I'm a fucking moron.
Yeah,
Like,
because
I'm-
I don't.
Why are you talking about
because
football?
I don't want to talk college football, but I
It's
actually
too damn bad.
I do want to talk about this because obviously you're a big Notre Dame fan. I actually
Yep.
wore this shirt on purpose
Uh-huh.
because I knew we were going to talk about this. So yes, please continue.
Brian Kelly is set to coach LSU next season. I haven't seen the contract details specifically. I know he's out.
$10 million a year.
$10 million a year. All right. And honestly, he is a great coach. I mean, I think he's probably a shit person. I mean, it's really funny all the stuff that has come out in the last like 3 days just because of this. Everyone's like shitting on him, but he is a good college football coach. He's always been really good. I feel like sometimes you come into a college football season and you look at the roster and you're like, I don't fucking know these guys. I don't know any of these guys. And then Notre Dame always turns out to be pretty all right, pretty good. And I'm always excited about that. The other one that's interesting, Lincoln Riley is going to no longer coach for Oklahoma. He's going to coach for USC. That one is also interesting. The USC job has NFL implications because we were talking about that earlier in the season about how Urban Meyer's like going to quit on his team to go coach USC,
Right.
and how that it was even rumored that Matt Rule at the end of currently at the end of last week for the Panthers might be looking to get out of his contract and go back to college ball because he doesn't like the NFL. But now that those are the two biggest college jobs available at LSU and USC, so I don't really think.
Now, Andrew, as a Notre Dame fan, how do you feel about Brian Kelly pretty much lying to everybody because he was just asked if he would ever leave Notre Dame? I want to say a week ago. It was pretty recent, and he said, and I quote, "It'd have to take a fuck ton of money." This is a direct quote.
Yeah, can we put a quote with a picture of Brian Kelly up on?
It would take a fuck ton of money, like $250 million, and my wife would have to come in and check on it and lick the money. That's the only way that I'm leaving Notre Dame.
You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me very much of the Nick Saban. He's like, I'm staying at Miami. I like the Dolphins, and then like the next week he's like, he signed with the Crimson Tide.
And we all know how that turned out.
Yeah, history, baby. It's gone. It's done.
So but for real, what do you like as a Notre Dame fan? Do you care? Are you upset? Are you worried about the future of the fucking school?
So it always sucks when you've got a good coach that you like as a coach and they're gone. Obviously, that is always awful. But Notre Dame, I feel like, always gets decent recruiting because they're Notre Dame. So I'm not worried about that aspect. I am a little nervous that there's going to be some turbulent years. Like the next 2 years are probably going to be a little rough. I don't know who we're interviewing yet, but there's not a whole lot going on out there in the realm of names. We'll see. I am nervous, but not any more nervous than I feel like you need to be. It's like it's going to happen. You're like, he's gone already.
Do you think Brian Kelly did the best he could at Notre Dame? Like, do you think that was probably the best that he was going to get the team to? And he probably was like, this is it. This is as far as I can get the team to. We're not going to win a title. I'll get them to the playoffs, maybe playoff contentions every year, but I can't get that final hurdle.
Yeah, that it might be. He coached at Notre Dame since 2010. He's been there forever, and like we've made it. I want to say in that.
You guys played Alabama. You guys played Alabama in the finals and lost.
I was gonna say I think we've played in 2 national championships and not won either of them.
You definitely haven't won, and I remember the game against Alabama. Pretty sure that was the Manti Te'o game.
Yeah, the fake girlfriend.
The fake girlfriend, exactly.
Hate to see it.
But yeah, I mean, I look, I'm not a Notre Dame fan. I like the school. I went there. I visited there. I didn't go there, but I went there in college for a few soccer camps. Love the school. Love the atmosphere. Love the movie Rudy. I love the movie Rudy.
Who doesn't?
But I don't care about this.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really seem like you care about this, Andrew.
Well, I'm. Here's the thing. I am actually. When I said I was worried, I was like I said, I'm worried as much as you are when you lose your coach. But I'm not. I don't think Notre Dame's gonna have a 2-12 season, or I think they're gonna. I think at worst they're 500 next year.
Okay, that's
That
pretty
would be-
bad.
because that's. Yeah, but I mean, it's your first year with a new coach. Like, no one's gonna go. Well, there it goes. The end of an era.
Sure.
No one's gonna.
You guys just
no
pretty
one's gonna
much
freak out.
lost because coaching is such a major part of recruiting,
Yeah.
and recruiting is such a major part of college football. That's a big
Right.
loss, right?
And I feel like people who casually watch college football, they don't always know that in this, like, they're like, oh, they've committed already. No, they've committed because Brian Kelly said, I'm going to get you X amount of playing time. And if Brian Kelly's not there, a kid's not going to want to go, well, I'll risk it with the new guy, with no fucking,
Right.
the guy who maybe doesn't even want me. So they're going to pull their offers. They're all going to do that. And I don't blame them, because all those kids going to Notre Dame on like recommendation like that, who are commits, are guys who think they have NFL caliber future. So they're not going to like go somewhere where they're going to get benched. Right.
Right.
But also, did you see that there is a new show, like documentary series type show called
Tiger
Man in the
King.
Arena?
Tiger King 2.
I haven't actually watched that yet. Tiger King 2.
I started the first episode. We started the first episode last night or 2 nights ago. It's okay. It's okay, but it doesn't
Yeah.
capture the magic from the first season. Mostly
The
because there's not a whole lot of stuff to update on, right? Like
Mhm,
it hasn't really
right.
been that long between the first season and now. So I don't really understand why they decided now to do a second season, but whatever.
Probably just because it finished filming and they're like, write it out. Let's get it out there as fast as, because I don't know when you were gonna finish filming that and go, now is the perfect time to drop. Maybe if Joe Exotic gets out of prison.
I think that's what they were hoping for. I think they were
That he
filming
would
and they
get-
were hoping that Joe Exotic would go get pardoned by Trump or somehow get out of prison.
Something.
It's a real thing. Like that's like the first
No, I
episode.
know. It's so funny.
And it didn't happen. So now it's kind of whatever.
No, Tom Brady has a series out. It's called The Man in the Arena. I believe it's going to be a 10-part series, and each episode is going to account events and stories from each of his 10 Super Bowl appearances.
That's
I
pretty
have
cool.
not
Does
watched-
it? And then how many
Yeah.
times does it show him kissing his son on the lips?
I think. Well, how many times did it happen?
Do you have a kiss for daddy?
Exactly. That video is disturbing.
Mwah. Tom versus
But
time. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Do you-
Tom versus
if
time.
Serious question. You want to live forever? Have you looked into the TB12 method, like the diet and stuff?
Not really,
'Cause there's
because
a book for it.
I know there's a fucking book for it. Don't
Don't yell at me.
insult my intelligence by saying.
I
Did you
will.
know there's a book for it? It's like $300, I think. Anyway,
No, it is not.
that's what I
Do
heard.
not say don't say
That's
don't
what I
insult my
heard.
intelligence and then tell me
No.
a book is $300.
that's what I heard, Andrew. No, I have not really looked into it because I'm still in my 20s and I'm still enjoying Taco Bell and other stuff. So once I hit late 30s, I feel like that's
It's
when I'll.
$20 on paperback. Fuck you.
I feel like when I'm in my mid to late 30s is when I'll start paying attention to that kind of stuff.
Mhm. That's true. And honestly, he's getting the shit beat out of him on a regular basis. You might even be able to wait until you're 40 before like you
Yeah,
actually need it.
yeah. I'm doing non-contact sports. I'm hitting the pool. I'm
Um,
hitting the bike. Non-contact.
I don't think that this is not going to be anywhere near like what The Last Dance was, because The Last Dance had some interest. I mean, it was like a riveting story. It was really great and fun to watch, but it was also happening during peak, like, beginning COVID. So everyone's inside, no one could go anywhere. So you're just watching that. But I hope that this has similar feels where you and I start watching it and we think it's awesome and we could talk about this on the pod.
Yeah.
because
When does
it
it
looks cool.
When does it start?
The first 3 episodes are already out. I haven't seen them yet, but
Ad Astra, baby. Should I watch Ad Astra or this first?
watch this first because it's fucking relevant to our fan base.
Shouldn't be
But
cussing
watch
on
Ad
the
Astra.
podcast.
Shut up. We're gonna talk NFL Week 12 recap.
Okay.
Ready for that?
Well, I'm gonna offer something. Because
Uh-oh.
I don't remember almost any of it. Right? Almost any of it.
Yeah.
Now, I do want to talk, since we are going to talk about Week 12 recap, how well you did on your Week 12 picks, because if I understand correctly, that is why you have a clown tent carnival
Yes.
as your background right now.
Let me see. I will give you an exact.
Watch
number.
us
Give me-
on YouTube. Watch us on YouTube, and you can
Yeah.
see Andy's stupid fucking background that I can't even see because his giant head is blocking all of it. There it is. There it is.
Okay, let's see here. Let me pull the exact number. So last week you had 77 correct picks, and I had 74.
77.
This week, yes,
I was up by
you had
4.
you were up by
77
4.
minus 74 is 4.
Yes.
Let's continue.
This week you have now 87 correct picks.
I was 10.
Yep.
Right?
And I have 79.
Andy, how many games were last week? Andy, how many games were last week?
There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 games. 15 games.
Okay, that's 10 out of 15 is pretty good.
Yeah, no, that was you had see. It was like, and this is the first week when I was doing scoring, where usually when I have a really shitty week, I'm like, it was stupid. I did that to try to like close a gap and try to like, This time there were some where I was like, I was pretty damn confident in them, and they were like they were bad beats. Some of them I had like 3 bad beats this week, which really sucked. Like the first one right off the bat, Bears Lions, like it was -3 and Bears won by 2, which I was just like. Bad beat.
I had the Lions. Actually, I had the Lions.
Sure did.
I had the Lions beating the Bears, which they almost did. But honestly, I'm starting to, and we can. Was that the first game? Can we start with this game?
Yeah, we can start with that game.
That game makes me not feel bad for the Lions and Dan Campbell anymore. I genuinely, because before, if Robbie's giving me the look, before
you shouldn't have felt bad.
I
for
know
them in the
Dan
first
Campbell
place.
tricked me, and he's like this big burly, chiseled guy who used to play, and I'm pretty sure was on the 0-16 Lions when they went winless that season. And you're like, Dan, like he's just down on his luck. They're trying really hard.
Guy.
He's just a guy, and they're trying really hard. Watching those two especially when they were both trying to call timeouts at the exact same time at the end of the game, and which was ridiculous, right? It was ridiculous. It's really an R word that I'm not going to say because I don't want to get canceled, but it was ridiculous. Okay. I do not feel bad for Dan Campbell anymore. I do not feel bad for the Lions. I do not feel bad for the Bears. When is Matt Nagy? Both those teams, I could not care less about. I don't even hate. You know what the opposite of love is, Andrew? You know what the opposite of love is? It's indifference.
What is it?
It's indifference. And I feel so indifferent about both of those teams.
Dude, Matt Nagy is still fucking the head coach. Isn't that crazy?
No, it's not, because their fucking team and their organization's a fucking joke.
I mean, let's be real here. The Bears are 4-7. They have a legitimate shot.
I'm done.
Raiders Cowboys next. Cowboys lost again. This is their second loss in a row after starting super hot.
This is a bad loss.
This is a bad loss. I don't think the Raiders are that good. Although, I feel like the Raiders have been in a death spiral, but they're still 6-5.
Winning record. They're still in the hunt.
Yeah, they are. And also, the Chargers just lost to the Broncos for whatever fucking reason. That division is still like crazy open. It doesn't make any sense. But I definitely thought we both had Cowboys in this game, and we were both wrong.
Sad.
Bills, Saints, we both had Bills. Easy win, 31-6. Saints are looking bad. Alvin Kamara is not going to play again this week. So
wasn't even close of a game. Now, real quick, can we go back to the Raiders real quick? What's with Josh Jacobs?
I think he actually got added to the injury report today, like maybe like an hour and a half ago. Let me double check.
What's wrong with him? He is one of the most weird, like, enigma of running backs, because he should be better than he actually is, specifically in fantasy. I am a Josh Jacobs fantasy owner. That's why I'm kind of bitching right now, but he had 19 points. He did have a touchdown. Marcus Mariota stole a touchdown from him. I don't know why he was in the game, but Marcus Mariota ran a touchdown in, and apparently I missed this because I was probably in the bathroom. Thanksgiving, but he dropped a ball that was like an easy score, apparently. So he should have had like 3 touchdowns that game. I don't understand.
So he did hit the injury report today with an ankle injury. He had a limited practice. I don't know if that was the cause of or an issue that he was like dealing with during the game. But Josh Jacobs is always that team is for fantasy purposes. They are much different with John Gruden not there. Like they are not run through Darren Waller like 12 to 15 targets a game. I mean, they are more of a spread it around kind of offense, and that hasn't necessarily looked great for them. However, it's going to be really hard for anyone to say that's their problem versus everything else that's happened this season. So I don't think we're going to get a clear picture of like what their issue is. I do know that I don't. Well, when I say I do know, I don't know if Derek Carr's job is safe. I don't know.
It never
like,
was.
What their
It never was, Andrew.
I think
never
it was with Gruden though, because Gruden doesn't like change. So like
maybe, yeah, but Gruden. I mean, not Gruden. Carr is one of the most quarterbacks because he can throw for 400 yards and 3 touchdowns, and then have a 3 interception, 100-yard game. He's so hot and cold. I want him out. As a
out of the league.
I want him out of the league. I actually am starting Derek Carr this week because Aaron Rodgers is on a bye. So,
yes, sir. Bills Saints. There's not a whole lot to talk about in that game. Saints got spanked. Steelers Bengals. Same kind of deal. Bengals are. I would say the Bengals are good. I'm not going to say the Bengals are great or anything like that. But they're they're on the right track. I think that the Steelers are. I don't know what to think of the Steelers. The Steelers are bad.
I think Big Ben needs to retire. I think that this is Big Ben's. I mean, is it even a question at this point? That this is Big Ben's last season. He looks decrepit out there. He looks decrepit. And the Bengals, especially the Bengals D, watching them get a pick 6 off Big Ben, and you're just like, it's over. He's done.
Yeah.
His season, not his season, his
but
career is over.
If you're the Steelers, though, you're like, what do you do? I mean, you paid Big Ben too, which is also crazy. But you paid Big Ben. Are you going to start Mason Rudolph for the rest of the season? No, I don't think you can. Not if you want your stadium to be intact.
Assault.
Bucks, Colts. This was a really good game, actually.
Bucks. Okay, can we talk about playoff Lenny? And Andrew, actually, while we're talking about playoff Lenny, I want you to apologize to playoff Lenny because at the very beginning of this season in our Dynasty Fantasy League, you said that, and I quote, whoever fucking likes playoff Lenny and wants to start him has a whole lot of problems with their team. And I have playoff Lenny. I have playoff Lenny, and he has been nothing but a delight this whole season, taking over the starting gig in Tampa Bay. And pretty much he scored 4 touchdowns on Sunday. He's been a PPR monster.
Really quick before I get too far, because it is funny. I did absolutely say that, but I want you to know that I'm starting a Leonard Fournette, I think, in 4 of my 10 league.
Okay, so is that your apology? Is that your apology?
Yeah. You know what? I will say I am as sorry as you get a sincere apology. I am very sorry that I was wrong about your take.
It's okay. You're not forgiven.
No, that's okay. I just wanted to remind you about Cole Kmet and Mark Andrews.
First off, okay, well, if you want to take first off, this is a dynasty league, correct? Is this a dynasty league? Yeah, so sure. Cole Kmet, who is a second-year tight end, he's like 22, 23, hasn't even hit his stride in Chicago. But I will say, hold on.
What do you think? What do you think his ceiling is?
Now, hold on. I will say that he scored 0 touchdowns against the Lions and still managed to get 14 points. Okay,
yes, sure.
Mark Andrews had to score a touchdown this week and got 16 points. So,
yeah, sure. That's on the week though. I'm just saying.
Mark Andrews. If you've been paying attention to Mark Andrews, he's been hot and cold. I have him in one of my other leagues.
Sure.
And
isn't he still the tight end too, without a doubt though?
I mean, maybe. But listen, Andrew, this is a dynasty league, and
sure.
And Andrew, the deal included Josh Jacobs. So now I have playoff Lenny and Josh Jacobs as my running back 1 and running back 2, and I think that is why I'm now in the playoff picture in our dynasty league.
Sure.
I would not be in the dynasty league, probably playoff picture, if I didn't get another running back to complement playoff Lenny.
It's funny. Like if you like, I have looked at that league in the sense of like who's in and who's out for playoff, and it's that league has been close pretty much all year. I mean, like I think like there's only one team completely eliminated. I think everyone else could still make it if like they won out and like the right people lost. But I uh I have a lot of leagues like that this year that just seemed really competitive, and I am super hyped for it. I think that I have a shot at winning maybe 3 or 4 of them, which I've never
Not this
actually
one,
won.
not Dynasty.
I and the one thing that has me down for the Dynasty League is Antonio Brown is just suspended for 3 games,
Why is he suspended? I missed this.
falsifying COVID vaccine.
This
information.
actually came back, and this was legit.
Yep.
I thought they.
Apparently, I don't know to what extent. I don't know if it's like maybe he was, because they haven't said, they just said that he falsified information. I don't know if that means he had a completely fake vaccination card. I don't know if that means he said he was vaccinated like doubled, but he only got one. I don't know.
When did they
that
hand
yet.
down this sentence?
Today?
Okay.
So like there's probably stuff more coming out, like, but it was him and 2 other teammates, no one who's starting, I don't believe, but that sucks. But he was gonna miss 2 weeks no matter what. They already announced because of his ankle. So he's really only gonna miss 1 week. But even if he came back, he's like, oh, my ankle's fine. He can't play this week or next week or the week after. So if I get him, because what week is it? It's week 13.
13, baby.
I would have him for championship week if I make it.
Oh, well, you're not.
And then I'd have to decide. And then I would have to decide if I was going to play him.
You're not going to make it.
The first championship I won in this league, I was playing obviously in the championship, and I was down 39 points going into the Monday night game, the final game. The other guy, Jess, had all his players already played, and all I had left was Antonio Brown. And Antonio Brown scored me 48.4 points to seal the deal.
God damn. Congrats.
Anyway,
I think that was your only win, not your first win. Your only win in that league. Your only championship in that league, right?
Yeah, the only championship in that league so far. I have had a championship and a runner-up, and then I had one not so great season and one average season.
Right.
First round out. Let's see. Bucks Colts. Anyway, Bucks win 38-31. Colts played a really decent game, but the Bucks
playoff Lenny. I mean, what else you want? Playoff Lenny.
Panthers lost to the Dolphins. Panthers are bad. Panthers are real bad.
Cam's bad. Sorry.
Yeah, Cam had a bad stat line, but Cam also had an amazing stat line the week before, and they still lost. So I don't.
True.
That whole team needs to figure something out. Chris Mcafee went on IR again, which means that he's out for the season now. Second time on IR.
Imagine everybody drafting him the first pick overall and getting him for what, 3, 4, 5 games? How many games did he actually play?
Maybe 4, something like that.
Leaves from the vine.
I can't believe I couldn't find that TikTok after.
It's a funny fucking TikTok. It is. It's a funny TikTok.
Titans lose to the Patriots. Patriots are good. Patriots are scary. Are you concerned about the Patriots at all?
No, I'm not concerned about the Patriots or McCorkle Jones. Now, we'll get to this when we get to the Ravens, but the Patriots aren't number 1 in the AFC.
Are they not? Let me see. 8-4.
Why don't you check? Why don't you check who's number 1 in the AFC?
Okay, is it the Ravens?
It would be the Ravens at 8-3, Andrew. 8-3. The Ravens. 8-3. Now, granted, those 3 losses were to the Dolphins, to the Bengals, and to the Raiders, but we beat some pretty good teams.
Bengals one I don't think is a bad loss. I think the Bengals team is, like I said,
the Dolphins. I mean, the Raiders was the first game of the season. Can we just talk about the Ravens game? I want to talk about the Ravens. I was there. Sure. I was at the game.
Yes, you were. I saw pictures.
Yes. So I have season tickets. So I go whenever I'm in town for Thanksgiving. Boom, bada bing. I'm at Sunday night game watching the Ravens versus the Browns. Now, was this Lamar's best game? Of course not. Okay.
Is it his worst game?
It could have been, but that just shows you our defense stepped up. Our defense actually played a really great game. They
were so good.
We stopped the run game against Hunt and the Chubb, the big old Nick Chubb. Okay. We stopped them both. I know Baker's hurt, so obviously, I'll take it with an asterisk. But when Lamar plays one of his worst games of the season and we can still beat a good team, Andrew. You keep telling me the Browns are a good team. If we can step up when Lamar doesn't play.
You cannot. You're not able to keep saying, "Oh, you said they were a good team," when you've asked me 4 weeks in a row, and I'm like, they're hurt and they're not that great.
Okay, but
at some point, that's.
But listen, I take solace in the fact that Lamar didn't play well, obviously, but other players, specifically our defense, stepped up and we won the game. That's what matters. Is winning the game when your MVP
absolutely
doesn't play his best game.
When you stepped into that
Lamar
stadium
not the
and
MVP? I don't know why you're laughing.
He threw his first 2 picks. Were you having deja vu? Were you having like, I can't ever come to games in person ever again?
No, not at all. I actually wasn't even worried whatsoever about this because we were ahead the whole time. It wasn't even like Lamar had to like come back like he did against the Chiefs or the Colts. We were ahead the entire time. So I was never really worried. And the first 2 interceptions were actually really well. One was really bad. He threw it right to a defender, but some of them one was a deflection and one was like it was some dude dove like I don't know. I think he had 4 interceptions. One was really bad, and the rest were they were 50-50 balls.
I actually have a cool stat here from B3T Sports analyst Alec. We were talking about this last night. We were looking at some numbers, and teams who commit, I want to say it was 3 turnovers, are on.
It was 0-52. I already have that stat for you. I have it locked and loaded. Teams that had 4 interceptions. At least 4 interceptions since 2000, I want to say 12 or 2016, has been 0-52 in games. 4+ interceptions. The Ravens have now made that stat 1-53.
See, okay, so that's interesting because that wasn't actually the stat I was going for, but I didn't know that.
God damn it! God damn it!
The stat that we had was 3 turnovers. I think teams are 9-57, and Lamar and the Ravens, when committing 3 turnovers, are 4-0 this season.
I actually like that stat. I like that stat.
I know, right?
I like that
because
stat.
So I thought that was interesting. I think it kind of sucks. I wish we could have seen the Ravens without the injuries. It's football. Like, you'll never get that. Most of the time, the teams that win the Super Bowl are the teams that are obviously, the best, but they are the healthier team. When you have a team that's banged up, it's harder to win games. But I'm sad that we will never have gotten to see.
But the fact that we were so banged up going into this season, and we still are at top of the AFC going into Week 13 with the best record in the AFC, I mean, that has to tell you something. That has to tell you something.
I mean,
what does that tell you? I don't know, but that tells you something.
The Ravens are good. Let me see here. Gosh dang it. Do they not have this up yet? I want to see who the leader is for MVP currently.
Josh Allen. I was just joking.
I don't think that he's
Patrick Mahomes.
Game, weekly player parlays, quarters, halves.
Kyler Murray. Matthew Stafford.
None of those sound right. Man, if they wouldn't have lost 2 games like back to back like they did, I could definitely see Dak still being in the conversation. Most regulars, I don't see it on DraftKings. I'll come back to it.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay. I mean, look. You talked about your
Eagles,
team.
Giants.
No, I don't.
I'm gonna run through it here. Giants beat the Eagles. Falcons beat the Jaguars. Jets beat the Texans. That's actually a shocker because
that was actually a shocker.
The Jets are bad. Zach Wilson is terrible. Broncos beat the Chargers. That's also a
Chargers are not good. Let's just say that right now. Chargers are not good.
Chargers are frauds.
Well, I will retain the F word for a certain team that has throughout this season and last season been kings of frauds. And the kings of fraud land would be the kings of LA land, the LA Rams. They are and forever will be the frauds, the king of the fraud land.
They lost to the Packers. Packers are now 9-3. The Packers feel weird. Do they not feel weird?
Yeah, Packers are weird for sure, but I feel like this whole season's just weird, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's injuries or COVID or Omicron or what, but this season's weird. And maybe it's the Chiefs being kind of bad, and maybe it's Aaron Rodgers testing positive for COVID. I don't fucking know, but it's feeling weird. And the Cardinals are good. I don't know. I don't like this. I hate the Cardinals.
Vikings lost to the Niners. Niners are now 6-5. I hate the 49ers, dude. I cannot believe
They're all right. They're all
for the
right.
Vikings, how do you beat the Packers and then turn around and lose to the 49ers?
Well, Andrew, that's a divisional matchup, which anything could happen in divisional matchups. But also the Vikings, if you remember, are just fucking inconsistent team that loves. The only consistency about the Vikings is that they'll play in a close game and then probably lose it. That's what the Vikings are known for. They did beat the Packers. It was a shootout of a game against the Packers and the Vikings, in week 11, I think. But they're not a good team.
We were talking about it. Ravens beat the Browns, and then the Monday night game, Seattle, Washington.
Pack them up, Andrew. The Seahawks are a joke. They're not even frauds. They're just a joke. They belong in your background in that little tent. Put Pete Carroll, Russell Wilson, and DK Metcalf. Put them all in that little fucking tent behind you because they're a joke.
Sir, where is Russ going next year?
I already told you.
Where's his best fit, and where do you think he lands?
He's going to go to the Panthers. I already told you. He's coming home. He's coming home. He went to NC State. He's coming home.
You know who else went to NC State?
Hitler.
Oh, not no, I'm actually wrong. I'm thinking. No, I don't think that's true. I was thinking UNC. Sorry, Tar Heels. Mitchell Trubisky was also something that got thrown out for Panthers, which I was like, fuck it. When Darnold was having his meltdown, his spiral, I was like, I'll take Mitch Trubisky. I'll take Mitch Trubisky right now.
I have Hitler on the brain because all Thanksgiving holiday, I played that board game, Secret Hitler.
Mm-hmm. Oh, did you guys learn how to play?
Super fun. It's a super fun game. We played. I'm so bad at it, by the way. I'm literally so bad at this game.
You just have to pretend you're Hitler every single time.
No, I'm usually a liberal, and I always think that other liberals are fascists, and I will beat them to the ground, and I will trust them. I mean, I'll trust fascists over actual liberals, and it's just really bad. I'm really bad.
Yeah, that's bad. What does that say about your mind state?
I have no idea. I really don't want to go down that rabbit hole. Let's just close that up. Let's close that up and ignore it.
Be done with that.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna play our pick'em game.
Okay.
Unless there's anything else you want to talk about in the NFL.
Just that the Ravens are just Super Bowl bound. That's pretty much it.
Would you stake your? How much would you stake on that? Would you stake?
Andrew, let's just do our picks. Just let me enjoy them being at the top of the AFC for one fucking week.
Okay, we're gonna start Dallas and the Saints. The Saints are definitely not favored. The Cowboys are 6.5 point favorites.
This is tonight. This is the Thursday night game.
Yes, sir.
6.5 seems high, but they don't have Alvin Kamara. Is Taysom Hill starting or Trevor Siemian?
Yes. Taysom Hill is starting.
I will take the Cowboys.
Same.
Because the Saints are bad. The Saints are bad.
The Saints are not good. Next up, Giants and Miami. The Miami Dolphins are 4.5 point favorites.
I will take the Giants. What you gonna do, Andrew? You gonna keep distancing that lead between me and you, or you gonna pick?
That one hurts my brain a little bit. I am going to take Miami. I'm going to take Miami.
That is stupid. That's stupid, Andrew.
Yeah. Okay. Colts versus Houston. The Colts are 9.5 point favorites.
That's pretty big. I'm going to take Houston.
I'm going to take the Colts.
Okay. That's cool.
I've been riding the Colts all season. What are you talking about? Minnesota, Detroit. Minnesota, they're 7.5 point favorites.
Give me Detroit. If there's anything I know about the Vikings, they lose close games. Do I think they're going to lose this game? No. Do I think it's going to be close? I do.
Philly versus the Jets.
Wait, who did you pick? Who did you pick?
I went Detroit as well.
Okay.
Philly, Jets, the Philadelphia Eagles are 7 point favorites.
Give me the Jets or give me death.
Me too. I can't believe the fact that Philly lost to the Giants after they just fired their offensive coordinator. Philly is bad. I know we were like last week. We're like, you know what? Maybe we've been a little hard on Philly.
We have
Philly's
not.
Bad.
We have not been hard at all. We haven't been hard enough. If you've asked me,
That's true. We need to throw batteries at them. Snowballs, batteries inside snowballs.
What a terrible city. What a terrible city.
Arizona, Chicago. The Cardinals are 7.5 point favorites.
That seems big. Is Kyler Murray going to be back?
It is expected that he will be back.
And what about
Matt Nagy is still coaching. Yes.
Matt Nagy is still coaching. Okay. And what about
Hopkins?
What about Hopkins?
I don't know. I think he's playing. I don't know.
Give me the Cardinals.
Me too. Whoops, I keep doing that. Both. Chargers versus the Bengals. The Bengals are 3-point favorites
Against the Chargers?
Yes.
Not enough if you ask me. Give me the Bengals.
I'm going to take the Chargers.
Okay. Okay, Andrew.
Tampa Bay, Atlanta. I was going to say, I don't care what this is. It's not going to be high enough. Tampa Bay, they're 11-point favorites.
Give me Atlanta.
Give me Tampa Bay.
Okay. Every time that you go against my picks, it just makes me laugh because I just know I'll continue to just widen that gap.
I mean, I have to go against you too in some aspects. I mean, it's not.
I mean, yeah, you have to.
Jacksonville versus the Rams. Let me see here. Where's the spread on that bad boy?
If the Rams are double, are they double figured?
Yeah.
High double?
Fairly. I mean, they're 12.5 point favorites.
Give me the Jags.
Alrighty. And what am I gonna do here? I think that I will also.
They're frauds, Andrew.
I'm taking the Rams.
The kings of fraudland.
I'm taking the Rams.
And you just became their little jester, Andrew. You'll be dancing in the courts for McVay.
Here's an interesting one. Washington versus the Raiders. Raiders are 2.5 point favorites.
Yeah, I'll take the Raiders. I don't think
Washington.
I don't think Washington's that good. And
I think
Taylor Heineke is the most wishy-washy, hot and cold, bipolar quarterback I've ever seen in all my goddamn life.
Yeah, the reason I'm in on Washington,
except for Derek Carr, which I mentioned earlier in the podcast.
The thing with Washington is they're totally wishy-washy. But if I catch them on the right one, I'm happy with it. And Darren Waller hasn't practiced for 2 days in a row. I mean, Josh Jacobs has limited practice today with the ankle. Like, if those two guys don't play, I don't know if they could win, but we'll see. Baltimore, Pittsburgh. Baltimore, I haven't seen this yet. Let me see. They've got to be decent. They got to be at least like 8-point favorites.
I'm going to say 4.5.
That's next week. Where'd you go?
Andy,
there it is. They are 4. Baltimore is 4.
Yeah, give me Baltimore.
Yeah, give me that as well. They were 4-point favorites last week as well. San Francisco versus Seattle. God, Seattle has been so fucking bad, but I don't like San Francisco either. 3.5 point favorite, San Francisco.
San Francisco. Give me San Francisco.
Me too, and I hate it. Denver versus the Kansas City Chiefs. This one divisional, but the Chiefs just came off a bye, and Denver just came off a win.
Okay, but what's the spread? Come on.
I don't know. I'm looking for it.
You got to have this stuff prepared.
I'm not going to give you spreads that are 12 hours late. I'm not doing that.
Make sure to buff that audio, Robbie, because it's going to be tragic.
We'll just buff out those scratches.
Where the fuck is this game?
I'm taking the Chiefs. Next.
There it is. There, Chiefs are 9.5 point favorites.
I'm not taking the Chiefs. Give me the Broncos. That's way too high.
I'm gonna take the Chiefs. Fuck it.
Cool.
Let's get caught up here. The night game: New England versus Buffalo.
Okay.
Where's
Oh
that
my
one?
God, is it going to take you 5 minutes to find the next 2 games?
There
the final 2?
we go. 2.5-point favorites for Buffalo.
Where is this being played?
That's a good question. I can find out really quick.
Never mind, Andrew. You're so unprepared.
13.
Oh my fucking God.
That's fine. How about you do something?
No.
How about you pull something up? Yeah, that's
No,
what I thought.
Andrew. No.
It is at. It looks like it's Orchard Park, New York. So it's in it's in Buffalo.
Orchard Park. You know what? Give me the Bills. Fuck you. Orchard Park. It's in Orchard Park. Okay, it's in Orchard Park. I didn't know that. Andrew, I didn't know that it was in Orchard Park, so I have to hammer the Bills now. It's in Orchard Park.
Funny. I'm taking
the Patriots. Mac, McCorkle, Jones. And what's Monday?
Did you that is the Monday game.
So Broncos Chiefs is Sunday night?
Yep.
Okay.
Does that change your answer?
It does not. I just thought we had one more.
Speaking of New England and Mac Jones, he trademarked MC10 the other day.
Good
like
for
TB12.
Good for him. McCorkle 10.
The top comment on the Reddit thread that I saw that was a thing. Somebody's like, he missed out on he could have tried to trademark Mac 10, which would have been like way better. And everyone's like, yeah, it would have been better if only some individual idiot in Nebraska didn't actually have that trademarked already.
Mac 10.
Apparently when he got drafted to the Patriots, some dude in Nebraska trademarked Mac 10.
Really?
Yeah,
I thought Mac 10 was like a Big 10 or like some
that's what...
obscure college like division somewhere in Middle America. Now, to end this podcast, since we are coming off of a Thanksgiving, the holidays, let's go around the room, starting with Robbie, and say which food we like the best in Thanksgiving meals.
Who can I say dessert?
Who's your start and who's your bench?
That's okay. So who's your start and who's your bench for Thanksgiving food?
Can I say dessert?
You can say whatever you want. It's our podcast.
Oh, pumpkin pie.
Is your starter? And what's your bench?
I'll go cranberry sauce.
Like, homemade cranberry sauce, or are you talking like stuff from a can?
Yeah, but homemade's really good. But I agree.
See, if it's homemade, it's a toss-up because I'll eat anything on the table.
Eat anything.
Those are good picks.
Yeah, I'm in on it. See, pumpkin pie for me it's a classic, but I'm like, there are other
pumpkin pie is so good. No, pumpkin pie is so good. But you go, Andrew. Go ahead.
And there's other teams, and we still go Panthers.
Shut up.
You got to go.
I don't want
to
hear this from the Lions fan. I don't want to hear.
He's not a Lions.
No. Do not group me in with the Lions.
He's a Lions hater.
Don't group me in with the Lions.
I'm gonna get
fans.
you so many Lions things for Christmas that you're gonna have to wear.
That actually be funny.
For the record, I'm also a Panthers fan, so I'm suffering forward and backwards with all of this. Well, no, because I want the Lions to lose.
Yeah, you're a Lions hater. You're the opposite of a Lions fan.
It was a good Thanksgiving when they lost. It's a tradition. You watch the Lions lose,
and then you eat turkey,
and then you eat. It was a tradition well met.
My start is gonna be stuffing. I love stuffing.
God damn, that's a great starter right there.
And my bench has got to be white meat turkey. It's dry.
Okay, well,
but I'm just.
I don't want
to
bench. Sounds like how you prepare
the
turkey.
Well, I don't want to bench turkey because turkey's good, but like sometimes it doesn't perform.
Okay, I can get on board with that. My starter is going to have to be stuffing's up there.
Oh,
but I'm gonna say ham with gravy. I'm gonna say ham with gravy, and my bench is grapefruit.
Fucking knew it.
Every time I come around your city, bling bling. Every time I come around your city, bling bling. Every time I come around